Jethro's solo career began with Running Wild, which he wrote with producers Pascal and Pierce. He asked if they'd be keen for him to do vocals too, and here's what they heard.
To the dark side, make us bend like bamboo, pull us back out of the riptide. Mind's running wild.
It is so great to finally meet you.
Thanks, it's great to meet you too.
So you're a singer-songwriter, but where did your career begin?
It started at a really young age. I actually started guitar in high school. So from there, I did lessons for about a year and then just learned by myself. I started singing along with the songs I was playing. I also grew up skateboarding, and through skateboarding I met Matthew Mole, who's a good friend of mine. And we actually started our first band together, so that's how we started taking it more seriously and started putting a lot more time into it and actually thinking of it as a career. I eventually went on the cruise ships, and I was singing on the cruise ships for a little while. And when I came back, I joined Four, which was the boy band I was in. And yeah, from there we were together for about 3 years. We did the X Factor and we won that. But we parted ways end of last year because we just felt like it was time to move on and try out new things. So yeah.
This is probably the best studio I've ever been in. So I think you need to show me how it's done.
Sure.
All right, what's this?
So this is called a machine, and I use this. It's actually
a machine.
Yeah. Well, sort of, yeah.
Okay. Oh, literally.
It's literally called a machine. So yeah, I load a lot of like samples onto here, and I use it when I perform live. So yeah, you can play some things together like.
That must take a lot of practice.
Yeah, it takes a little, you have to know where everything is, obviously, and yeah, it takes a bit of practice behind the scenes, but yeah, once you got it, it's a lot of fun.
So singer, songwriter, and producer.
Yeah, more a singer-songwriter, but I try a little bit on the production side.
You also write for other artists, Majorzy, Craig Lucas, Richard Certain.
Yeah, so songwriting was something that I never expected to get into. It just kind of happened. I got a songwriting deal before I got a deal as an artist. So
wow.
I didn't know what it was at the time, but I just started sending through songs and eventually started getting placed.
And of course, there's One for the Books, which is an absolutely amazing single. And wasn't your girlfriend in the music video?
She was, actually. So we shot the video in Cape Town, and she came down for the video and played a little cameo. It was really cool having her there, and she's been very supportive and helped a lot with the process of just getting things going. I actually wrote a song for her that also came out with my previous single, Burn Me, called Makeup. So that's a little bit of appreciation for her, telling her she's beautiful. I'd really love you to meet her, actually, so if you want to go.
That is so adorable. Let's go meet her.
Cool.
Jethro and TV presenter Chanley Wong have been together for 3.5 years. Time enough for her to know his Achilles heel, chocolate.
Jade, this is my girlfriend, Chanley.
Chanley, it's lovely to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, Jethro, I hear that you have quite the sweet tooth.
Mild sugar addiction.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly more than mild, but yeah, it's bad.
And pretty much our grocery bill at the end of the month goes like 50% towards his sweet addiction. So it's really, really fitting that we're here today.
A truffle-making class by Bronwyn Mushonga allowed Mr. Tait to use research and development as his excuse.
Bronwyn, what are we making today?
All right, so we're making brandy and macadamia truffles. Okay, so firstly and foremost, I'm going to need you to wear some gloves.
Thank you.
Right, so we're going to take some marzipan into our hands and then kind of play around with it. Then you break it into small pieces. All right, roll it in your hands. Okay, to make little balls, and then we put it in this.
Chanley, so how did you two meet and what drew you to one another?
It all started on Instagram, actually. We both started following each other. And then he ended up winning X Factor in the previous boy band that he was in. And then I ended up interviewing him for my job that I was at the time. And then he slid into the DMs after that. And we've been together ever since.
I didn't slide straight away. I gave it a bit of time, the right amount of time, you know?
Without this stage in the process, it wouldn't be the finished article. And Jethro found the same with his solo career. Fans relate most to his material when he sings it himself, and these chocolates could move him to song.
Gold one that looks like a bullet, that's our caramel ganache. And then the last one, I'm sure it's very eye-catching. That's our chili and lemongrass.
Hey, listen, Zach. What an interesting combination of flavors. Which ones have your eye?
I think I'm gonna go for the solid caramel.
I'm fighting you for it.
Guys, I can't tell the difference between the professional one and, you know,
These are
our ones.
These are the professional ones. What are you talking about, Jade?
I think we should try these ones first.
These are really
Okay? Maybe leave the best for last.
Okay, I'm going in.
Alright.
Jethro embraces what's sweet in life, but began with a bitter pill when his father passed away shortly after he was born. His dad also played guitar and drums, so music is a bond between them, and a sweet tooth.
That was absolutely spectacular. But I think we might need to go work this off. Any suggestions?
Maybe hit the skate park.
Sounds good to me.
I'm
You joining?
going home, taking these with me, not leaving you any when you get home.
This skateboarding musician credits his mother for raising him and his brother on her own, always making a plan and supporting his pursuit of music.
You and Matthew Moll spent hours in the skate park, which led you to starting a garage band. You guys were some pretty cool kids, eh?
Yeah, I think we were a lot better at skateboarding back then. Now we're very rusty. We come here every once in a while. The yard was a great way that we met, and we kind of had a friendship before we started the band, and that was really cool. It really helped, and we learned a lot from each other. I think that was where we found ourselves musically, I think.
Is there any advice that you can give to people starting out?
I think the biggest thing is that you need to push through the hard times. It's not easy, and it's not going to just happen overnight. It takes years. I mean, I've been in music now for like 10 years, and a lot of people have this idea that it just happens very quickly. It does for some if you're really lucky, but it takes a lot of hard work. So you need to be strong-willed, and you need to have a lot of self-motivation.
Jethro, I've had such a fantastic day with you. I got to sing with one of my idols. Now, about this, I've mastered every single board sport but skateboarding. Maybe you can finally teach me.
Let's give it a go. I don't know how it's going to go, but I'll try.
If this man's career goes as far as industry experts believe it will, Jade could one day be able to boast that this very same Jethro Tait once taught her to skateboard.